What's going on, people? Welcome back to the player ratings. We'll be discussing that defeat 2-1 against Southampton in the FA Cup, out of the FA Cup in the third round. I'm joined by Patrick. As always, if you do enjoy this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace content, and leave down your ratings in the comment section down below. Patrick, disaster class from Palace. But let's talk about some of the individuals that led to that result. Starting off with the goalkeeper, Vicente Guaita. Wow. One from both of us.
Wow.
I never thought I'll see this day, but
nope.
I think, look, you can make mistakes, but they were just horrible mistakes. It's horrible mistakes. The first one was laughable. The second one was just frustrating. And, you know, his distribution hasn't really been great anyways in general. Right. He saved us, don't get me wrong, 3 times this season, but after that performance, for me, anyways, I think you have to look at your alternative goalkeeper, and that is Sam Johnstone. And I'm not just saying that based on this game. He's 35 years old. He's gone past his peak. I know goalkeepers play a bit longer, but if you have a performance like that against a side like Southampton, then surely you have to look at the alternative. If you're not going to use the alternative in a cup game, and not after this, then when would you use Sam Johnstone? I personally wouldn't know. So for me, it was absolutely dreadful, his performance.
I'm with you. I've backed Guaita all season. In fact, since he first came to Palace, I've liked him a lot. I think he's been a great servant for the club. But that first goal, I don't even know what. I mean, I've seen those goals 100 times because you put a ball across the box and a guy jumped in front of you. But I don't know what he's doing. And for that second goal, just clear the ball. That goal gave me Wayne Hennessy vibes. I have not mentioned that player in a while. That just wasn't good. And for me, Johnstone has to be given a chance at some point very soon. I know he's coming off a back injury, not right now. Yeah, we sent Butland out on loan. Don't know why. Makes no sense. But Guaita, the last 2 games, they give me just really negative vibes. And I think for right now, for me, we need a change. Give him a rest. Terrible today. Exactly. Terrible.
At left back in the first half, right back in the second half, Nathaniel Klein is a 4. It's just an average performance. There's nothing that I can really talk about his performance. Joachim Anderson, another 4 from both of us for him. And the reason for the 4 from me is because of that. Well, you can argue it wasn't really his mistake. Vicente could have done better, but that pass back for the second goal, he could have maybe done a bit better there. But yeah, so that's the reason why I gave him a 4. Mark Gahey, I thought he had a pretty solid game in defense. He didn't look too outplayed. So you gave him a 5. I gave him a 6.5. I don't think he done much wrong in this game, in all honesty. I felt like he had a better performance than Joachim Anderson. He didn't have an excellent game, but it was a pretty solid game from Mark. Left back in the second half, right back in the first half, Joe Ward. 2 from you, 3 from me. Patrick, where like it's the same thing every week. It's the same thing every week. Where do we go from here? Because for me, he's not good enough. We all know this. We don't have a proper alternative unless you play Adam Roller, which at this point I would do, because how much worse can it be for Adam Roller? And you know, if we keep playing him, teams will keep targeting him. And it pretty much sums it up. It sums up his performance. The fact that he started at right back first half. He started at right back in the first half. His actual position didn't work out. He got pushed to left back in the second half. Didn't work out. And he ended the game on the bench. I think if there's something that defines Wardy's performances as of recently, it's that whole game, how it finished. Right back to left back to the bench. And that pretty much sums up another bad performance. And it's just a target every single game.
Yeah, you know, the foul that he made, the Ward-Prowse or the free kick, I'm like, okay, it's a foul. It's not that close to the goal, no big. Then I'm saying to myself, oh no, it's Ward-Prowse putting the ball in the box. Then he jumps up in front of Guaita, doesn't make the header, and the ball goes in. I mean, seriously, I've gotten to the point where, and this is what I hate about myself, no criticism. I now cannot stand watching certain players on the pitch. I can't. I get really upset. Ward is now one of those players. Schlupp, Ayew, and even you're going to love this last one, and now even Mateta. Because my point is, what are they bringing to the side? Now, I'm not saying that they don't have good games, because they do. I'm not saying that they're bad players, but our squad is so depleted that our manager is now forced to play players like Joe Ward every game. And today he was diabolical. It was terrible. It was terrible. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just beyond frustrated.
Exactly. Moving on to the midfield, Decore, you gave him a 6, I gave him a 5. I feel like his performance versus Tottenham and in this game, it was worse in this game. He had a few misplaced passes. He didn't have a bad game. He had a pretty average game, but even he didn't look too great today, for me anyways. And I know you got the stats out there for the viewers.
Yeah, 79% passing, not great for him. 2 chances created. He had a shot on goal. He's getting much more involved as far as getting shots on goal. 3 out of 4 accurate long balls, 2 clearances, 2 headed clearances, 5 recoveries. I mean, defensively he was fine. He wasn't Decore as usual. One reason might be because he has a new partner in midfield, but he wasn't poor today. I mean, there were a lot worse performances on that field today than Czech Decore for sure.
So let's talk about a new partner in midfield,
Right.
a partner that we've been calling for a very long time, and that was Will Hughes. He managed to get a start today. You gave him a 6, I gave him a 5.5. For me, I thought it might sound so basic. So he looked like a midfielder, which was an improvement. He looks like his awareness on and off the ball. He was looking at surroundings. He was getting into the right positions, trying to make forward passes, trying to make forward runs, which was a positive. To be fair, I feel like 5.5 is a bit harsh for me. I don't think he had a particularly bad game. He didn't have an excellent game, but he made us way more solid in midfield. Let's just say that, for me anyways. And if he plays more games, just like majority of these players that we want to play, if he plays more games, I reckon he'll improve as well, because he's barely had a run out like that consistently. So hopefully he uses him next game, because I don't think Will Hughes deserved any drop from the side based on his performance that he had against Southampton. Yes, he can improve a bit more, maybe. But yeah, he has to start for me against Chelsea. It was better in midfield, even though, funny enough, Decore had a worse performance, in my opinion, now that Will Hughes started next to him. But for you, right, Will Hughes, we call about him as the answer to all of our problems. Did you see positive today from his performance?
He's better than the alternative, okay? I'm not sure. I wasn't wowed by performance today, but I did see things that I did like. He had an 82% pass completion rate, and he had 7 passes into the final third. So he was getting the ball forward, which is what our other midfielder who play there does not do. He won 2 out of 3 ground duels, and he didn't lose the ball a single time the entire match. He wasn't dispossessed at all. So you're right, Dee. He's a real midfielder. I got to see more of him. This point that he came off when Luka came on, and I guess Eze come out. I don't remember who the 2 subs were when he came off the field. Might have been Mateta. Probably was Mateta. It doesn't even matter. But at this point, he didn't get the 90 minutes. But next match after that, put Hughes in there if we don't get a replacement for another midfielder during this window, and let him play with Decore and see what happens. Let's see if it develops, because I saw something that I liked. It wasn't outstanding, but it was definitely better than I've seen in the last few matches.
Yeah, agree. Elise, he was back in midfield today as like a number 10. You gave him a 6.5, I gave him a 6. He was involved. Yeah, he had some good moments in the game. But for me, his best position ideally is out wide. And if you play him out wide and play Eze as the number 10, I think it works better in terms of attacking threat. Maybe that's down to the person we have down on our right-hand side, which we'll be talking about in just a second. But for Elise, for you, Patrick, decent performance. There isn't, much to add about it. I'm just trying to think about the first goal that we scored. That was from Wilf. He wasn't really Elise, but yeah.
He created 5 chances in the game, so he was our most creative player. I don't like him in the 10. I prefer Eze, but Eze hasn't lit it up the last few matches. So an alternative to Eze, if it's Elise, I had no problem with. But like you did, I'd rather have him out wide, cutting in. But the funny thing is today, he did it anyway. If he loves to move out to the right side anyway. So, I mean, you get that added benefit of him as opposed to having Ayew out there anyway. So he was fine today. I think probably one of our better performances came from Elise today.
Talking about Jordan Ayew, broke game of 3. He had another half-decent opportunity today. Well, I think it was on the other side. I haven't seen it back yet. I think it was a decent opportunity. I think it went over the bar. I'm not too sure if it was exactly him, but I assume it was him that missed that chance. Hit the bar. Exactly, hit the bar. Yeah. Look, work ethic, I understand it. I can't debate with anyone about it. And even after the Bournemouth game, I did want to start against Tottenham. But there reaches a point where you just look at his production. His production just is not good enough. It's not good enough for a club that's in the Premier League, that's trying to progress, that's trying to achieve. Like, you have to do better than that. And I think we have got better. As I just said, I think Elise playing out wide and Eze playing as a number 10 is the better attacking option. But Patrick, it seems like Vieira just loves this guy. Like, he loves him. I don't think he's going to get dropped in the Chelsea game. I don't see him just ever getting dropped. And that's my biggest concern. Like, cool, he can do the work ethic, but that, for me, that should be a basic requirement. It's just, what do you bring in front of goal? And once again, nothing. And it doesn't help us. It doesn't help us, because if you put Elise there, then teams have to target Elise, Wilf, Eze. It gets a bit more difficult. But when you have Jordan Ayew there, they already know his production ain't good. So they can just leave him aside. Like, they don't have to focus on him. It's just, I don't know. For me, it's just frustrating.
You know, he misplaced one pass all day today, which is amazing. He had a 96%, which is, but again, I'm at the point where I don't want to go from one to the other. I still like Ayew, but it has to be off the bench. Come in, give me 20 minutes late, 50 minutes late. I can't take him starting. I really can't. And because I don't want to go this totally negative way with him. The chance that he had, Zaha puts the ball through to Elise with a great cross. It beats Edouard, and who's behind him in a great place, by the way. Probably shouldn't have been there. Ayew from 7-8 yards, ball goes in. Sorry, look at that, off the crossbar and
off the crossbar. Just like Jordan Ayew, you hit your camera. Just landed now. off the crossbar to Patrick's camera.
I mean, so frustrated. At that point, it's 2-0. Game's probably over. Instead, of course, we let them back in the game.
But we said it again.
I know. That's my
At that
point,
the game is over. And
it's
big chance. Like, that's what I'm saying. People might not realize it in the game. We're like, oh, we missed a chance. But
lack of quality.
Like, that's a very good chance that it could change the whole game. It could change the whole game. And that's the thing. It's holding us back. Moving on to Wilf out wide. He tried.
Try more than most.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad game. He got in behind a few times, but yeah, just in front of goal, we just didn't have the quality, really. That was pretty much it. And for me, you'll see better Wilf if you have fullbacks. Like, remember when Tyreek was running down the left-hand side and helping him?
He had that help.
Of course, it'll be better because teams, you can't just double up on Wilf. You have a left-back to focus on as well. Yeah. But right now, it's easy. When you have Joe Ward running down the left-hand side, like, even me, I'm struggling to keep a straight face. Like,
move on.
Like, that's not a threat. That's just not a threat. It's easy. The only threat is Wilf. It's just easy to target. So, look, he had a solid game. But Edouard played up front. Patrick scored a goal today as well. Even though questionable goalkeeping, you can say that. Even I'm a massive Edouard fan, but it was a brilliant finish. It helps when you have a striker up front, because let's just say, when we talk about Jordan Ayew and what he done in this game, if Jordan Ayew was up front with that Edouard situation, I wouldn't be as comfortable that we would have scored that goal. And it's good. It's good that it's back in the lineup.
No, listen, man. I don't know. You know, you said about the goalkeeper. I thought it was a good finish. He gets up in that position to score, which is the most important thing. He only had one shot on goal, which is frustrating. He had one shot, scores that one shot. Got to create more chances for him, because he will probably score. Come off the injury. Hopefully now, going forward, he doesn't pick up another injury. He just plays the rest of the season up front, because he'll get us 15 goals. I really believe that this season. He's got the ability to do that. But we've got to create more chances for him, because for a guy that quality to have one shot and then score one goal, it's not enough, man. It's not enough. But I'm glad he's back in the lineup, or I have him up front than any of our other options. Just hopefully he'll play the rest of the season and can score more goals, because we're going to need goals for sure. We can at some point know how to defend a little bit better. Sorry, a lot better.
So basically, we're going to have to learn how to play football at some point. Surely it'll happen, because if you can't score goals and if you can't defend, what is that? 9 goals conceded? 9 goals conceded in 3 games with actually 3 at home. Yeah, at home. Yeah.
That is at home too. Yeah, you're right. It was 3.
Yeah, 9 goals conceded with 1 goal in the last 3 home games.
Fantastic.
It's just it's not good enough. But about the bench quickly, there isn't much to talk about, is there? No one came on and changed it.
Again, you make 4 subs, Eze, Luka, Mateta, and Schlupp, and none of them make an impact. And it's not like he waited long. I mean, that's my point, though. You know,
but they're not good enough, though. They're not. Well, apart from Eze, the rest.
That's what I'm going to get to. We make subs that aren't good enough, and we complain about players not playing. But when you get on the field, make the manager have a decision for the next game, right? Do something that stands out. Oh my God, look at Luke, how good he was. Oh, look at Matej score the goal. We have a replay. No, they come on, they do nothing, and then we're back. But you're right, it's lack of quality for sure. Lack of quality.
Exactly. Look, that's it from our player ratings. Let us know your player ratings in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, up the Palace.